Hey everyone, welcome to my second trail skate video. This time I'm skating the Sligo Creek Trail. I'm starting my skate from the West Hyattsville Metro Station in Maryland and heading north on part of the Anacostia tributary trail system toward the creek, and then up the actual trail from there. The Anacostia Trail is pretty extensive and branchy in itself. It connects to a few other trails in the area, so I don't know if I'll be skating it in its entirety, but I plan to cover more sections of it soon. The Sligo Creek Trail, on the other hand, is a little less confusing. It just goes north along the creek all the way up to Arcola Elementary School in Silver Spring, which you'll see at the end of the video, and that's just south of Wheaton Regional Park. The trail is about 9 miles long in total, so that's 18 miles round trip. The trail bends and curves quite a bit. I don't usually get to do many crossovers in my speed skates on trails, but I was able to cram a bunch into this one because it weaved around so much. There are also a lot of little tangential paths that lead away from the trail and toward neighborhoods or playgrounds, which can be confusing, but the trail is pretty well marked with signage in most of these places, and usually if you just keep heading straight, you'll stay on the trail. Usually. The trail goes over the creek many times, so there are plenty of arched wooden bridges to cross along the way. I'm a big fan of bridges and tunnels, not sure why exactly, just add some fun variety to the skate, so this was a plus for me. The asphalt on the trail is old, and hasn't aged well. There's a really brief section of trail at the very south, probably before the Sligo Creek Trail even starts, that is freshly paved and perfect, but it only lasts maybe half a mile. Then the trail returns to its normal self, which is rough and bumpy and cracked. If you're using harder wheels, you're really going to feel the vibrations, and no matter what you're skating with, the surface is going to slow you down. In fact, I opted to roll over some road surfaces instead of the trail path a couple times because it was newer and smoother and was a break from the rattle of the trail's pavement. There are only a handful of crosswalks along the trail, but they're all located at very busy intersections, so chances are you'll have to stop each one. I had to anyway. Some of the crossings aren't even at intersections, but in the middle of stretches of road where cars are going 50 miles an hour, and some of them are reluctant to stop, even with the flashing pedestrian lights, so be careful out there. Most of the crosswalks are along the southern half of the trail, but there was, I think, one major intersection far north to cross. As I said before, there are tons of bridges. I'm not even going to try to count them all, but take my word, there are a lot. And along with a ton of bridges, there were many pedestrians all over the trail too. Plenty of people were walking or jogging or out with their dogs, so I don't think I recommend going full speed down the trail. There were even people sitting on chairs on the bridges, because sometimes you just feel like sitting on a chair. On a bridge, you know? We've all been there. That person was probably sitting at home thinking, I should get out and enjoy nature. I mean, there's a trail close by, I should take advantage. I do love sitting down though. I know, I'll take my favorite stool with me and sit on the trail. Perfect. Okay, I think I'm done being cynical now. Back to the trail skate. I only saw a couple bikers, and I can understand why. The pedestrians on the trail have the potential to really restrict speed and require constant vigilance. I've been on other high traffic trails, but ones that were marked as bike paths, so people were more aware of things on wheels zooming by. But this trail is just multi-use asphalt going between parks and behind neighborhoods, so there are going to be plenty of people just moseying along, not necessarily expecting someone on wheels to pass by. So I'd keep that in mind. As you've probably already noticed, the trail is very scenic. That's one very positive thing about it. It follows alongside roads only here and there, and it is the road for a very short time, but otherwise you're going straight through the woods and beside the creek. I did mention there's a creek, right? There's the creek. So it's a nice ride in that respect. Another good thing about the trail is that it's surprisingly flat for this area. There are no steep hills almost the whole way, And then there's a hill at the very far north end, but even that is just a long, steady incline. So that at least makes the going easier, since you already have rough terrain and ample pedestrians to slow you down. Oh, and there are also a few sections of the trail that are under construction, which isn't a big deal. You'll just have to walk about 50 feet over a dirt path at one point. At other points, the construction merely takes away from the scenery. I assume this construction won't last forever, but it's preserved forever in this trailscape video. Oh well. So all in all, I don't think I'd recommend this trail too much. Yeah, the scenery is very nice, but there's a plethora of obstacles in the way of a great skate, like rough, uneven pavement and slowish people, many of whom are walking potentially grumpy dogs that will freely voice their opinion about your sport. It's an old trail and could really use some work, in addition to the construction work they're already doing on the trail, I mean. If I had to assign a number to this trail, I'd give it a 9, out of 20 this time. And that'd be that. Just not the best skate-friendly trail by far. It's pretty, sure, but not very functional for skaters. So, I'm not sure if anyone else noticed, but it's now winter here, and the trails just don't look as nice during the winter. So these trail skates will probably stay pretty spaced out for a little while, like they have been so far. And I'll be saving the really scenic trails for the spring. But I'll still be skating whenever it's dry outside, so there will be plenty more to come, so stay tuned. I hope you enjoyed this video, and just like before, feel free to subscribe for future videos. I'll let the rest of the video play without voice interruption, so thanks for watching. Later, skaters.